All right, today we're going to tackle one of the most fundamental ideas in all of software development, object-oriented programming, or OOP for short. And believe it or not, we're going to explain it all by telling a story that starts in a small tea shop.
I know. It sounds a little weird, right? A tea shop explaining code. But stick with me here. By the end of this, you're going to see exactly how a growing business gives us the perfect real-world picture of why OOP isn't just some abstract theory. It's a super powerful way to solve actual problems.
So let's meet our hero, Anuthium. He's a software developer, but he's got a side hustle. He decides to open his own little tea shop, or as they call it, a chai kodu. And, well, it turns out he's actually amazing at it.
He kicks things off with his first branch, Bahubali Ada. Business is booming. Now, because he's a developer, Anuthium naturally wants to track everything with code, so he just creates a few separate variables, one for the branch name, one for cups sold, and another for how many employees he has. For one shop, simple, no big deal, right?
But here's the thing, his tea is a massive hit. Before he knows it, one shop turns into 4. Now he's got Pokerijega, Jalsa Koltu, and Pushpa Ada too. And this is where his simple little coding setup starts to become a real headache. For every single new shop, he has to copy and paste and create a whole new set of variables.
And Anuthium realizes he's got a serious problem on his hands. His code is turning into this tangled, repetitive mess. It's hard to read, it's a nightmare to manage, and even thinking about adding a 5th shop just feels exhausting. There has to be a better way, and this problem is exactly what leads to a whole new way of thinking.
And this is where the light bulb goes off. Instead of building each shop from scratch in his code, piece by piece, what if Anuthium created a master plan, a blueprint for what every single tea shop should have? Well, that is the core idea behind object-oriented programming.
In OOP, we call this blueprint a class. You can just think of it like a cookie cutter or a template. The chai shop class defines all the common things every shop needs, like a name, the cups sold, the employees, and maybe even things it can do, like calculate its profits. It's all bundled together in one tidy, reusable package.
Okay, so we've got this awesome blueprint. But a blueprint for a house isn't the house itself, right? You can't live in a drawing. So how do we actually use this master plan to create our individual real-world tea shops? Well, this brings us to the second big idea, the object. An object is a real unique thing you create from the class. So Bahubali Ada is one object, Pokirijaga is another object. They were both built using the exact same chai shop blueprint, but each one holds its own unique data. Same structure, different details. See how that works?
Now this is where you really get that aha moment. Let's look at the difference this makes side by side. We're going to compare Anuthium's old chaotic code with his new super clean OOP approach. This is where the magic really happens.
And just look at that. On the left, you've got the before, that tangled web of separate variables for every single shop. It's confusing, it's messy, it's hard to follow. But then look at the right, the elegance of the after. Just 2 simple, readable lines. Each line creates a brand new chai shop object, and all of its information is neatly tucked away inside it. It's organized, it's intuitive, it just makes sense.
So what happens when Anuthium wants to open his 10th shop, or his 100th? With the old way, it was a total chore. With OOP, it's unbelievably simple. He just takes his chai shop blueprint and stamps out a new object, one line of code, and poof, a new branch is up and running. That is the power of having a good blueprint.
So let's zoom out for a second. What's the huge takeaway from Anuthium's story? Why has this way of thinking become a kind of superpower for programmers all around the world?
Well, it really boils down to 3 key things. First, organization. Everything related to one shop stays together in one neat bundle. It just keeps your code clean. Second, reusability. You write that blueprint just once, and then you can use it over and over and over again. And finally, scalability. This is the big one. Your code can grow from 4 shops to 400, and it won't turn into an unmanageable disaster.
In the end, object-oriented programming isn't just about writing code. It's a brilliant way to model the real world. You could be making blueprints for cars, or for users on a website, or, yeah, for tea shops. You're building systems that are clean, manageable, and ready to grow. So the only real question left is, what blueprint are you going to build?